Hey, what's up, fam? I don't got I don't got nothing written down or scripted for you guys today. Pretty much, I know it's Monday. I usually put out a different poem every Monday. Probably get back to it next week. But just right now, all I wanted to do is pretty much just share with you guys my testimony. Um, where could I start? I've kind of been going through this transition in my life. I've been through a lot. I'm kind of going through a lot. But in the midst of my trials and tribulations, my ups and downs, the only thing that I've truly, really had to rely on is God. And without Him, honestly, like I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't be where I'm at. I went from a time in my life where I was doing it up. Well, to the world per se, I was doing it up. I had the money, I had the car. Different things like that. It's just. No matter what it was I had, especially financially, I didn't have a real problem with finances. That was never an issue for me. But what ended up happening is like all that took me away from his presence. And especially with me growing up in a church background, in a church atmosphere, of course I'm a Haitian, so like every day was crazy. Every week was crazy. Every week there was a different thing in the church that my parents used to drag me to, whether it been Jeune, whether it been études bibliques, Bible study, whether it been the committees meeting, choir practice, Sunday service in the morning, Sunday service in the evening, youth group. No matter what, I was engulfed in these things growing up as a child. But I strayed away from that, especially in my adulthood. Trying to pretty much try to find my own, sort of say, because when you're in that bubble, you really don't know what's on the outside. I didn't have to do a lot of the things I've done. I didn't have to go run the streets and try to sell drugs or all this other case and all this stuff. I didn't have to do these things. I could have just stayed in school, focused. I had two parents, that loved me, that was there for me, which was a God gift to me right now, because I know a lot of people don't have both mothers and fathers in their lives. So for me to have both my parents in my life was a blessing. But anyways, getting back to my testimony, like I said, I was just at a point in time, you know I had to wean myself from all the acts that I was doing that wasn't righteous, that was taken away from me, that was taking me away from his kingdom. And that's what I pretty much did. And with the blink of an eye, I'm not going to say I lost everything, but I walked away from everything. Just the situation that I was in was not healthy. It was taking me away. So, I took a leap of faith. I took everything that I possibly could in my possession at that time, and I just walked away. And for a moment there, I was homeless. I have no vehicle, and I really had no means or anything to do anything. And at that time, I could have turned to the world. I could have went back to the world. I could have fell back into to drinking, to doing just obscene things, smoking and stuff like that. But it's at that time that God really grabbed me, and it was like, okay, now you took your step, and let me do my rest. And that's exactly what he's been doing in my life since, and I'm thankful for him because of that. And pretty much what I'm saying to you guys is just that, no matter what trials and tribulations that you're going through, just believe in God. Put your faith in him, and don't let anybody tell you different. Don't let anybody tell you different. And the thing is that you got to understand is that man will fail you, but God will never fail you. You understand? Like, don't put your faith, don't put your hope on man. You know what I'm saying? Because people would be like, well, I don't want to be a Christian, or I don't want to serve God because there's too much hypocrites or whatever like that. Don't look on what they do. You search God for yourself. You look for His word for yourself. You get what I'm saying? And it's funny because people like this. People be telling me that that my newfound belief, my newfound walk is an act. It's a facade, sort of say. I'm just playing it out. The thing is, like, I know where I've came from, and I'm not ashamed of it. I've know well, some of the things I'm ashamed of. I know where I came from. I was an adulterer, a fornicator, a liar, a cheater, an abuser of verbally, mentally, physically. No matter however you could possibly say that, I'm pretty sure people have done way, horrendous things than I did in my life. But this is just something that I I lived, and I know I've done these things, but I'm not those things because I left those things behind me. I'll look back at times to be like, wow, that's what I left, but I'll never dwell on the past. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys. Hopefully next week I'll bring something to you. And thank you for the time. If you sat here and listened to this 5-minute plus video, God bless you guys. AvoicE.